Hey guys, Jesse Wright here with youcouldbe.com. Today we're going to go look at a $17,000 house. It's a tax deed house, so we're going to talk a little bit about due diligence. And we're also going to go into the home outlet and look at some granite countertops and things like that for a flip we're doing in Pearl. I've got my second born son here with me today. He's going to be helping with the camera.
Can't wait.
Yep, and so yeah, let's go. So yeah, the home outlet here in Southwest Jackson is one of my favorite places to buy materials for flips and rental properties. You can see they have pretty much everything: countertops, pre-made cabinets, very inexpensive windows. Over here we've got some fairly cheap butcher block counter. I think these are 8 feet long or 10 feet long. They're $200 a pop. And then of course just all types of tile and flooring, sinks. And what we're looking at today is granite countertop. This is some economy grade granite. It's not the full 2-inch thick that a lot of granite is going to be. As you can see, it's about, I think it's 1 inch or maybe even 3/4 of an inch, but it'll do just fine as long as we install it properly. So, and the prices are not bad at all. You know, we're not looking at a lot. We're probably going to need, 3 pieces, and each piece is 6 feet by 25 inches, and then we'll get an under counter sink. All right, guys, so moving on, we're going to go look at this house on Dewey Street. This house is very cheap because it's a tax deed. Also, it's not quite as nice of a house as I'm used to dealing with, but it is still, I think a good deal for a certain type of investor. As you can see, we've got either some dry rot or some termite damage. I think it's just dry rot because if you look at the rest of the underneath of the house, it seems to be in fairly decent shape. But this siding is not in good shape, and so over the years, I think that's caused some rotting. Anyway, as I kind of show the outside of this house, I'll tell you a little bit about tax deeds. In Mississippi, if somebody does not pay their property taxes, then eventually there's a tax auction. And at this tax auction, investors can bid on these taxes, and whoever ends up paying the taxes will have a tax lien against the property. And so what happens is the owner then has 2 years to redeem the property. They have 2 years to where they can reimburse that investor for when he paid their taxes. And of course, they have to pay fees, and he gets a certain amount of interest on top of the taxes that he pays. If they don't pay him that, then he can actually seize the property. He'll get what's called a tax patent. It's basically the state of Mississippi considers the property to be forfeited to him, and then he owns the property. That being said, it's not considered a clean title. He has to go through and do some extra work if he's going to be able to, for instance, get a loan against the property. He's got to do what's called a confirmation suit. That's basically a blanket lawsuit where he is suing everybody that has ever had any kind of claim to this property. And he's letting them know, he's putting them on notice, if you guys want this property, or if you want any of the funds that come from having a lien against this property, then you need to show up in court. It's going to be, there's going to be a court date on such and such a day. And if they show up, then, they can hash that out. For instance, somebody can claim that they were never, let's just say they inherited the property and they were never given proper notice that it was being foreclosed on, or that there was a tax sale on the property. That's an argument that some people use. It's extremely rare. I would say 1 out of 1,000 or less. But people have been able to get properties back. And so a lot of investors that buy tax deed properties will get these deed confirmation lawsuits very quickly so that they can get a free and clear title. And if they want to cash out, refi with a bank, they can. That being said, if they are going to cash out, then they will need to get title insurance. And after you get a title confirmation, it usually takes between 3 months and a year before you can get a title insurance policy, just depending on who your closing attorney works with for title insurance. That being said, most people are not buying these types of properties in order to do a cash out. They're trying to get the huge cash flow that you can get from buying a property for virtually half the cost. For the right person, these are great properties. For people that don't like risk, they're not good properties. This property in particular, it has probably an additional $10,000 worth of structural work that needs to be done. So we're going to pass on it, but I am going to try to help the person that's selling it find somebody that will be suited to it. What's really cool is as I was finishing up and locking up at this house, I got a call from somebody else that I'd reached out to on Facebook a little while back, and he is interested in selling a property over on Revere Street in South Jackson. And so I'm going to let you hear that call, and then we're going to go take a look at that house. Hey, it's Jesse. How's it going?
Jesse, what's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I appreciate you calling me. I guess you're calling about that house on Revere, huh?
Yes. Look, I don't have my Facebook message active with notifications, and so that's why I'm like, dang, Jesse wrote me like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago almost, and I'm like, dang, I ain't see that, but I'm just not saying it.
Oh, no worries, man. Yeah, I see a lot of these rehabs you do, man. They look really good.
Man, look, appreciate it, dude. It's so crazy our first time talking on the phone. I started doing this like 6 or 7 years ago, and I stumbled across your damn YouTube page, and I was like, dang, that looks like Jackson. And I was looking at a bunch of Section 8 stuff, how to get prepared for inspection, and I typed in YouTube, and your stuff came up. This is like 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, that's cool, man.
It looks like Jackson.
That's awesome.
Yep. That's how I stumbled across your page, man. But no, this house on Revere, so I bought it as a part of a portfolio deal a while back. Kind of told you about it already. I owe on that house like 42, somewhere in that range. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep going or if I want to sell. I want to sell it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was a great house. Like I said, the girl moved and she kind of messed up everything. She placed everything on the curb.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I can't keep putting money in this house and then putting money into this multifamily deal that we purchased a while back. So I got to kind of slim down a little bit right now.
Gotcha. Well, is there a chance, I'm in Jackson right now. Is there a chance I could take a look at it now, or is it, or I can come another day if that doesn't work for you?
Yeah, I can, so I got to run a couple errands. What's a good time for you?
Well, I'm over here, I was actually just about to wrap it up for the day, but I'm over on Dewey right now. Is it, if it's inconvenient to do it now, then we can just do it another day, but
no. I mean, man, look, you know how our day goes. Like I say, it's whenever we can get there. So I can be there. Give me, what time is 12:26? I can be there probably around 12:45, 12:50.
Oh, that's perfect.
Been in a couple months.
Okay.
So like I say, but it's I'll text you the address. It's Revere.
Perfect.
So like I said, I haven't been in a couple months, but last time I left, we kind of cleared out everything, so it should be fine.
Perfect. All right, yeah, I'll head that way now.
Okay, all right, good deal. I'll text you the address.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. See you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye. So, yeah, we got to this property a little bit before the seller did. I did notice that the gas had been turned off, and, as long as it hasn't been off for more than 6 months, that's not a problem. But if it's been off for more than 6 months, then we would have to do a pressure test before we can get it turned back on. That's an extra, $350 to $400 expense, as long as there are no gas leaks. But the exterior looked really nice. This guy did a really good job at, renovating this property. When we get to the inside, you'll see it's a little bit dirty, but for the most part, it's a good house. It does need HVAC, which I could probably install a used HVAC system for, between $3,500 and $4,000, and that would be a good system. Need the power turned back on. Again, if it's been off for more than 6 months, we'd have to get a permit there. But yeah, he did a great job fixing this house up. It's got fairly new flooring throughout, and the kitchen looks great. I like how he did the tile backsplash. Of course, this is it's still a affordable housing, type of project, but really nice. I did notice, of course, we need to mop the floors. And then in this room here, there's a little bit of a roof leak, which is probably something small that can be fixed easily for, $100 or $200. Bathroom is nice. I like how they kind of separate out the, area for bathing, and then, you know, the toilet area, and then of course you got your vanity. So families that are trying to get ready for work or get ready for school, everybody can kind of do what they have to do without waiting on everybody else. All in all, I do really like the property. All right, guys, we're back at the house now. Going to do a little more due diligence on that last house that we looked at. I really liked it, but he does want a little bit more for it than I normally would pay. That being said, I know that houses in that neighborhood are appraising pretty high compared to what he's asking for it, and so it might be a good burr. Also,
hey guys, do me a favor here and like and subscribe to my dad. Be sure to hit the bell.